two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a light, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Yo, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes. We are your source for Midwest cannabis news, culture, and more. I am Aaron.
I'm Dave.
Hey, what's going on, dude?
Not a whole lot of just wintry day.
Wintry day. Yeah, I'm super stoked to come back to this. This is fantastic.
Sunburnt and it's snowing.
Yeah. So a little sunburn right here, a little sunburn right here. My got sunburnt swimming in the ocean. That was fun. But yeah, worth
I keep
it.
myself out of the ocean most of the time.
Well, I do too, because I don't like salt water because it tastes like shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We caught about a 6-foot shark right off the beach.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what?
Meh. Yeah.
I'll get out
Yeah.
to about my knees, you know.
Oh.
I mean, a 6-foot shark took out my knees. That'd be bad, but I'd at least be able to hobble off with one leg, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're in a catamaran in the middle of the ocean, kind of by the beach, and did some snorkeling and stuff, and it wasn't so bad. It was probably in like 10, 15 feet of water. So it was like, you know, what are you going to do?
Listen, if it's clear water and you can see through the stuff, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. I'm into it.
Yeah, saw some what do we see? Stingrays, snorkeling,
cool.
that was cool. Saw some like fish and some
Just don't
like
get too close to the rays, you know.
Yeah, no. Saw them do some backflips out of the water. That was cool.
That is super cool.
That was super
Big
cool.
fan.
Saw the dolphins. That was super cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't get to see the whales, but some people got to see whales. They went out later on some jet skis on an excursion and got to see the whales, which was I'm super jealous of. But
yeah, it's super cool.
Saw some monkeys too. That was pretty cool. Heard the howler monkeys and saw the capuchin ones. The capuchin monkeys.
Nice.
So, but we were on the dry side of Costa Rica, not on the rainforest side. So It was very, very warm, like 92, but felt like 102, but no humidity. So it was pretty great. So coming back to this sucks is in closing, screw the winter.
Yeah, we can't like boycott it though. I mean, we can't. We can get out, but
you know. I was talking to somebody the other day from who had just moved here from South Carolina, and I had lived in South Carolina for a while. And I said to this gentleman, I said, you know, the nice thing about places like this who have a winter is that there's something about collectively all of us going through the suffering and then coming out on the other side of it and being very grateful, and we enjoy the weather a little bit more when it does break.
I'll tell you what I enjoy. Not having all kinds of crazy danger noodles around or, you know, forget a scorpion. That's,
Yeah, I didn't see any scorpions or anything, though.
No, nope. I don't want to, though, you know? That's...
No, I'm I'm not...
Nope.
Yeah, no. Crocs, no.
No.
I'm good on all of those things, too.
Bears, honestly, like, we don't got... I mean, you might catch one drifter every once in a while.
What about drop bears?
Ooh.
You got to watch out for drop bears.
Ooh.
Drop right from the sky.
Got to watch out for dub bears, too.
Yeah, dub bears, too, right?
Yeah, the Indiana bears. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of talk about a lot of things, but speaking of talk...
bears.
The DeKalb Bears, yeah. Or DeKalb Harlem Globetrotters or whatever, you know.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Well, speaking of talking, let's get through some let's do some plugs real quick, and then we got a fun show today. We got My Bud Jon rates and reviews Wonderlove gummies and Fernway disposables, which is by our friends over at 1937 Group, I believe. They do the Fernway stuff. I'm not sure who does Wonderlove gummies. Might be Enliven. I'm not sure.
I don't even know, honestly.
Yeah, I don't even know. And then we got some cool news. We got some news about reparations and cannabis taxes, and we got some IRS news about cannabis taxes, and then something that's probably near and dear to a lot of people's hearts is women's sexual health and cannabis. So without further ado, let's do some plugs and then we can get into the news if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
And so you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite podcasts and streaming apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like and leave a review. This helps us reach more people. Follow us at twitter.com at Two Dope Dudes and supportdopepeople.com. You can get all the stuff you want, and then come check out Dave
on Thursday night. What are you doing? 8 p.m. Central Time. I'll be live on YouTube, just there for you to talk to. Anything that you might need, 8 p.m. Drop it in the chats, and that's it. Come take your health back into your own hands.
That's right. Let us do. Let's see here. Let's do YouTube comments, and then I want to get into My Bud Jon rates and reviews. That's, I think, not only mine, but probably everybody's favorite new segment. So,
I'll love it.
Yeah. Here we go. Cole Memo. Watch this late. Great episode. Thanks again for the kind words and for inviting me to join the show. I hit the like button after I hit my water pipe. Hey, Cole, you have a golden ticket, my friend, and you can come on whenever you want.
Yeah.
Because you're the man. So always appreciate you, third dope dude. And go check out Cole Tuesday nights at 7:15 and check out his new beard and his new goatee and compliment him on it, please. He absolutely loves compliments. We broke him last week when he was streaming with all the compliments. It was great. So
that's hilarious. I love hilarious. That so much.
We finally broke Cole. It was so good. He was like, all right, enough with this. Next segment. And like hit the thing. He's like, thank you, everybody. And then like hit the thing. It's like, dun, 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 Cole, the whole thing. Yeah. It was. Gotta respect the memo. Yeah. And then on to the next segment. He was not having it. It was so much fun. I love it.
Oh, God.
He's such a professional, and we just, finally got him. Chi-Town Hi-Fi. Dave is here, man. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Banger Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner. Life can get heavy, but love can lift us all. That's right. Hey, now.
It's going to be a good Conditional Cannabis Corner today, too.
Yeah. Lucid Genetics. Alabama will have no flowers or vape. It's a Class C felony. You will get a drink, a patch, a pill, or a suppository. Make it make sense.
Well, suppositories are great.
Yep.
They're tougher to smoke, but if you get the proper equipment.
Patches are good, too.
Yeah. No, that's it doesn't make sense, but it's because of the fear of inhalation. Mm-hmm. It's because of propaganda around that thing for a long time. Plus, a lot of people associate inhalation to cigarette consumption. Yeah. So, and they're not the same thing, especially when done in proper dose and, yeah.
And then Boris Dave, Lucid Genetics, I believe was the first one who commented that you looked like Boris from Men in Black,
nice.
Which always makes me laugh.
Yeah, listen, that happens.
It's true.
That happens.
Daily Homegrown, our friend over at theseedlocker.com, Doe, listening now, better late than never, just wrapped. Dave, that was heavy but heartfelt. Thanks for sharing and being part of our week on the regular, guys. Daly is always listens to the audio as well, but I know last week was very busy for him because he's a programmer, and it was St. Patrick's Day, so it's like their busiest time of the week. Daily Homegrown, you'll know, is the programmer for the Seed Locker.
Yep.
Yeah. John Voight, first comment. Hell yeah. John Voight, Dr. Danknugs, Hawaii Sustainable, hell yeah. Chip from the Schedule Commission was on church. Aloha, Brandon, and everybody else. Brandon Krieger, our friend Brandon Krieger. It's awesome. Hawaii Sustainable, thanks for coming over. Dr. Danknugs, cool. Minnesota Organics, Incognito. Who else was here? Mr. Rourke 420. All Brandon of our amazing, yeah, I said Brandon Krieger, I think. All of our amazing friends. Seymour Cannabis. I'm surprised, Sean. I don't see one Sean in here. Norm. All right, fantastic.
Everybody loves Norm.
Everybody loves Norm. All right, cool. We got all those. Thank you to all. I was about to say thank you to all of our live stream friends who come over and join the chat, and thanks for everybody who watches on YouTube. We very much appreciate you. All right, so without further ado, we are going to watch My Bud Jon rates and reviews. This one is Wonderlove gummies and Fernway disposable cart.
Have you ever wondered what to buy? Have you ever pondered if that will get you high? Well, don't just go in and guesstimate. Listen close, get you something great like a tender disco yell. My Bud Jon is here to help.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Dave. Now today on John's Reviews and Reports, we have Wonder Gummies, Love, and the Fernway All-in-One. First, we're going to start with the Wonderlove gummies. All right, guys. These Wonderlove gummies, we're just going to say it as it is. They're marketed for aphrodisiac effects. So we should kind of set the expectations properly. These are not Viagra, but they might turn the night from watching Netflix to maybe turning the Netflix off. Starting with the gummy itself, they were actually pretty good. They weren't overall sticky. They weren't like chewing on a rubbery hockey puck or anything. They were actually pretty decent. They had a nice chew to them, nice gumminess to them, sweet, little sugary, tasted like the strawberry, like it said. A little bit of cannabis flavor in there, but not like you're chewing on distillate itself. Overall, I kind of liked them. Nothing too crazy. They worked decent, but it wasn't like all of a sudden Barry White started playing in the background or anything. But gets you in a nice, relaxed mood. The body a little bit more relaxed. It's got some CBD in there, some THC. It's a 1-to-1 5-5. It's got some cordyceps mushrooms. Kind of help put you in a decent mood is really what cordyceps are doing. It's got some ashwagandha. Kind of helps with the body relaxation and stress. So it's really kind of like order some food, put on a movie, and just kind of see where the night goes. Honestly, I think these kind of did a decent job for both sides. Next up, we got the Fernway All-in-One. It's the Pineapple Express. One thing I did think was kind of cool, you open up the box, it's very top shelf box. Comes with a really cool sticker and a set of instructions for use. Tells you how to obviously turn it on, warm it up, all those little fun things, different heat settings. But the one cool thing it did come with is a terpene list. And it's not just like the top 3. It actually tells you. One bad thing is it's a little small. So when you're my age, you got to go what do we got here? But as far as functionality goes, this hardware was honestly amazing. Smooth pulls, no clogging, produced huge clouds, like respectable clouds. You kind of hit it, and all of a sudden, it looks like you're hanging out with Cheech and Chong. It's like a fog machine. Just a little tiny hit gets you some decent hits. Flavor-wise, unfortunately, that's kind of where they lost me a little. I kind of expected that bright pineapple terpene flavor you expect from Pineapple Express, but this one just sort of tastes like distillate. It's slightly sweet, slightly chemical taste. Basically, my brain is just like, yep, that's distillate. Not terrible, just not desirable. Might have just been the flavor I bought. Some other people bought some different flavors that they had, and I got some good reviews on some other people's. They got a lot of flavors out there, so not saying don't give them a try. Maybe try something other than Pineapple Express for your first time. It did have pain relief effects, which was definitely a plus. You get a light buzz, kind of a little bit of a mental lift, but sort of dies out pretty quickly. You hit it, you feel it, but you're kind of like, all right, what else am I smoking tonight? But take it along on a nice late night drive, and it'll have you feeling really good. Maybe wander to the mall or something, but it just doesn't stick around long, so you're going to be hitting that thing a lot. Next week, we're going to be doing Grandpa's Stash. It is by Elevate. It's marketed as an indica, so we'll see how it goes. Till next time, guys.
Excellent. Another excellent
Bro,
review by
I was
our friend.
laughing
My
so
yes, I know. I know. John is the best.
Oh,
And maybe instead of including instructions on how to warm it up and turn it on, they should have included those with the gummies.
yeah.
Right?
Oh, bro, the whole thing was great. Wonder is a Cresco product.
Okay.
Now, once I saw it, I was like, I don't know, but yeah, once I
Yeah.
saw it, I know who it is. They actually do make decent gummies. I've always
Yeah.
been a fan of the
Sure.
gummy stuff, but there are many people who are looking for cannabis to do
Mm-hmm.
the, in John's word, aphrodisiac thing, you
Yep.
know? And maybe.
Yeah, maybe we got a story about that later, about women's sexual health, and so maybe that is the way.
Yeah. The magnifying glass though, bro.
Dude, the magnifying glass is fantastic. Fantastic.
That dude is so funny.
Yeah. John's awesome. We're super lucky to have him. Go back and check out one of our early episodes when we were still recording in person at the Little Bean Grow Shop in DeKalb. John was one of our guests, and he's just a man. Love that guy. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what do we got next? Ooh, let me switch to this one. Take this one. I don't need him anymore. Hey, let's talk about this. Grown Rogue, excuse me, to operate former PharmaCann cannabis facility. This is down in Dwight, Illinois.
Yep.
Grown Rogue International announced on March 11th that it's entered into a series of definitive agreements with its affiliate, Grown Rogue Management Associate, GERMA. And I said to Cole privately, and I think I said to you privately last week, I think 2026 is going to be the year of, management groups and cannabis.
Yeah,
and
it's wild. I think Okay, so like the American dream is not to run a business. The American
Hmm.
dream is to sell the business, take the fucking money, and go
Hmm.
chill. And
Yep.
I think that a
True.
lot of these places, so like we saw the initial wave kind of with the dispensaries where
Hmm.
they built them up, got a
Yep.
clientele going, and then the cultivation centers came and gobbled up all of the dispensaries.
Hmm.
And those people maybe had, a million or two investment and they're getting the $10 million payout. So game changing, life
Yeah.
changing, done, right?
Sure. Go
On
start your
this
own
side,
podcast now.
yeah, these people are looking for massive
Yeah.
money, and like PharmaCann tried to sell in the past to
MedMen.
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 Yep, and they were going to acquire the footprint of PharmaCann for $600+ million, a bunch of it
Hmm.
mostly in stock options.
Hmm.
So, and then we saw how that stock played out.
Yep.
But
Yeah, what we're seeing, and I've been saying it for a while, is that we're seeing like the governmentalization of cannabis and the corporatization of cannabis, and we're just starting to see, instead of like you can have the license, but you're going to have some sort of MSO management company running your facility or running your company or overseeing your company or partnered with your company in order to be a player in the game anymore.
yeah, yeah. I just think we're moving towards a space
Yeah.
where people like Pfizer and Pepsi
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Apple buy into these things and then own and operate them.
Own, look at the people who own the all the facilities, the properties, and they
Yeah,
only rent to cannabis companies, and that's it's the same thing. It's you're just another way to profit, but not have so much of the liability of the illegality of cannabis. You just have the uncertainty of cannabis companies.
oh, well, and you're kind of the strong arm of the
Mm-hmm.
thing because, like it's saying in this thing, once they start to fall into financial pressures and
Mm-hmm.
lease defaults,
You just take it over.
that's ours, bucko.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah.
All the stuff in it, it's ours. We don't have to do anything now. It's already built out. We can just pull in a license and start operating. So let's read this real quick because that's probably what we're going to get to. 66,000 square foot facility was formerly operated by PharmaCann. It shuttered its operations and initialized layoffs in late 2025, early 2026 because of financial pressure and lease defaults. Not because they're, never mind. I will not say that. GRMA, 80% owned by Grown Rogue, acquired a 49% interest in Seacraft, the holder of an Illinois craft grow license and an existing cash balance of $1 million, with an option to acquire the remaining 51%, subject to regulatory and performance-based considerations. The facility is owned by Innovative Industrial Properties, Inc., which is what we were just talking about, the company that owns all the facilities across the nation and only runs to cannabis. Subject to approval by the Illinois Department of Agriculture, SEA Craft expects to commence operations in the second quarter of 2026, with product availability targeted for the fourth quarter of 2026. Let's see. It says here it's got a entered into a lease for a fully constructed cultivation and processing facility, 10,000 square feet of flowering canopy, 43,000 square foot industrial building, 23,000 square foot greenhouse that's not currently planned to be utilized. The facility has the capacity to expand to 14,000 square feet, which is permitted under the craft grow license. Transaction includes a social equity partnership and $4 million of project capital. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We are excited to enter the Illinois adult use market in a highly capital efficient way, said Obi Strickler, CEO of Grown Rogue. Based on our experience in New Jersey and our current budget in Minnesota for phase 1, new build market entries, we have typically planned for approximately $10 million or more of upfront capital, including working capital, and roughly a year of construction before we can take occupancy and begin growing flower. By stepping into the lease of an existing facility and planning for modest upgrades, we believe we can cut the cost and time to market by more than 60% compared to one of our new build projects to less $4 million under 9 months, respectively, assuming normal timelines for regulatory approvals. Yeah. Okay. We have money and we feel that we can do this in a way where we can, I mean, it's the same every company's pillar is we plan to disrupt the industry by providing exceptional customer service and disrupting the way that the market works because we are so smart.
Cannabis sales is cannabis sales. Like, I think at a certain point, they're all trying to put on a show.
Yeah.
And it I don't think they know where cannabis consumers came from, which is we got a bag of stuff that we didn't know the name of from a guy that most of the time, depending on when you were at, you didn't want to be hanging out with for too long.
Right.
And that kind of lingers into this whole market also. And they're trying to pretend that by putting some young bubbly somebody in your face that it's going to be some more exceptional experience, but like half the time, like, this kid doesn't know what they're talking about, and let me get through this process because I've got other things to do. And I just waited in line for 20 minutes because the person in front of me was talking to this young bubbly and actually giving them the stage to stand on, and now I'm just annoyed because I'm like, just get out of the line, just go. What are you doing?
And now the problem that we're going to have is that the more they show us what the product is, the more people become disenfranchised with the product and don't want to participate in it anymore.
Yeah.
You've started to, the excitement of cannabis has lost its luster, and less and less people are going to be excited about standing in line at a dispensary as time goes on.
I mean, that's why they're pushing so hard, even at the dispensary cultivation side, for drive-throughs, because they want less face-to-face interaction, and they could leave somebody sitting in the vault that is capable of handling and managing product and just have them shipping stuff out of a window. It's going to be so much easier in every capacity. You're just going to make more money because you're going to have less front-end employment. Yeah. So
here's a fun one. From Evanston Roundtable. Evanston is north of Chicago. It is a suburb. It is a suburb of Chicago, and it is directly outside of Chicago. It is for anybody who doesn't live in the area. It is also generally one of the how do I say this? I guess richer is not the word. More economically.
They're doing all right up there.
Yeah, they're doing right. What I'm saying is that Evanston, they're very. They got the money up there, and they're very. It just is. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, so they're very progressive, which is nothing wrong with that, and they have. Reparations with cannabis taxes, and we've talked about that before. And so what they're doing now is, now that we have hemp, the Reparations Committee has voted to recommend that City Council consider taxing the sale of Delta-8. Some of the revenue would be added to the city's reparations and restorative housing fund. I guess what I wanted to say about that is that I actually think it's great because it shows that locally, a town is actually doing something instead of just calling for other people to do something. They're actually, I believe that you should try and do things at the localist level you can to try and institute change bigger. And so I commend them for doing this here, because you've heard lots of people talk about reparations or giving back, but this is actually a town or a city that is actually doing that. So good on them. Like marijuana, Delta-8 is a product of the cannabis sativa plant. It has slightly different properties from marijuana, which is often called Delta-9, put into a different pharmacological class. Here in Evanston, we already tax sales of recreational marijuana, so it seems appropriate to tax sales of Delta-8 and assign some of those sales tax to the reparations. I don't think I see a problem with
Dude,
that. That's pretty,
do you know what my biggest problem is? Can you
Sure.
scroll back up to the picture?
Yes, sir.
Just the picture.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
this was taken at the local vape
Smoke shop.
store, smoke
Yeah.
shop, whatever.
Yeah, this is all
They
the
have-
garbage that nobody has ever said you should. None of us who, I don't think any of us who call for access to cannabis or, to continue to let the farm bill, be like, none of us have ever said, hey, go get some of this stuff.
It's available though, right? But my whole point is they tried to take this picture as it's some cannabis, it's some Delta-8, it's some, well, the stuff up top are all, that's cannabis. That's whatever you want to call it. And that,
and they call it cannabis sativa right here underneath.
Yeah,
it says cannabis
when
sativa.
it says it's slightly different properties from marijuana, which is often called Delta-9, put it into a different pharmacological class. That is that's an interpretation of this, but it is not a great interpretation of it. What is inside those canisters is also inside the canisters you buy at a dispensary.
Yeah.
Those THCA pre-rolls in the bottom right corner of that little picture right there, those are cannabis pre-rolls. Yeah. And yep.
A February 5th memo from Corporation Counsel Alexandria Rugi sent in response to a request from the Reparations Committee says the city as a home rule unit has the power to tax those revenues. Rather than taxes, however, safety should be the major concern, it says. That's, that's an opinion. An idiopathic weed, it says here. Hemp and marijuana are often thought to be synonymous because they are varieties of the same plant. The main difference is the amount of psychoactive tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, that each contains.
Bingo.
Okay. Bingo.
Now, that's a great interpretation.
That's a great interpretation.
Great.
In the 2018 federal farm bill, marijuana, also called Delta-9, was classified as a controlled substance because of the amount of THC it contains, 25% or more. Hemp, or Delta-8, on the other hand, contains about 0.3 or less than of THC, and thus was not included in the classification. In terms of federal law, then, growing hemp was approved, growing marijuana was not. Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, my favorite part of this
semantics,
is that,
right? Like, does it contain 0.3% because we made that law? Like,
well, that's their interpretation of
right,
it. In the same way, like they were just saying before in the other article, was that like, well, people don't want to smoke the thing. You can't smoke, or in the comments it was, you're not allowed to smoke here. You're not allowed to vape here, but you can do all these other things. It's literally perception. It's somebody's interpretation of what they think is better or not better, safer or not safer.
Sure.
And like, that's why I literally say the words, take your health into your hands.
That's
you
right.
Figure out, because if you
know your methods of ingestion.
If you had no other access, assume you're not able to go to a dispensary for some reason, or assume you don't want to pay that level of taxes. That stuff that they just have up there on that shelf that we saw in them pictures, that's good to go. You know what I mean? You have access to the thing, and if you needed to regulate your system with it, you could. Yeah. So
July 22nd article in the New York Times by Dana G. Smith quotes Kent Verana, a professor of pharmacology at Penn State, as saying that the Farm Bill's specific definition of THC as Delta-9 was the how do you say it? Impetus for the market for Delta-8. The article describes how manufacturers of Delta-8 have figured out how to make Delta-8 more potent using CBD, another legal hemp product. Okay. The end product, some manufacturers say is legal because the ingredients are illegal. Their argument, Smith says, is that Delta-8 is chemically THC but legally hemp. Correct. And that is the government's words that they have interpreted and given to us. So,
Delta-8 is kind of THC.
Yeah.
like there is a distinct difference between
Sure.
Delta-8 and Delta-9. And Delta-9 is THC. But so then yeah, it's just a that's a wild way of saying that. I kind of
Yeah.
like it though.
Yeah. So it here it just talks about some of the other stuff that all of us know. Federal warnings, state gridlock. This person says that. JB Pritzker says this. Blah 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 blah. But as far and you'll remember that we did an article not too long ago where Evanston was asking more people to come and shop at the dispensaries because they were seeing that. Because of their taxes and stuff, that their sales were down, and not keeping up, and they wanted to, be able to continue using the tax money for reparations. So, not only you, Dave, but you, the listener, what do you think about this? Should schools or not schools? I was just seeing the ad right there, and it just hit me. Should cities and should they be taxing? Should be using cannabis tax money for reparations, or how do you feel about Evanston using it for reparations? And should they be taxing, hemp? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Dave, what do you think? Tell me.
I think taxes are theft, but but
Yes.
but if you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
do it for and it's just weird to me a lot of times, like I don't know, they just collect taxes from everything that they possibly can and then say that they're using it for one thing.
Well, that's because the government cannot actually produce anything on its own, so it can't actually make money. So it has to take the money from the other people, and because they have the monopoly of force and violence.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. They are allowed to do that, and you're not allowed to tell them no, because they will come and take you by threat of force with rifles and hold you against your will.
Dude, I feel like getting out of my seat, put my hands up and singing
right?
and shit.
Yeah,
dude.
right. That's how you said taxes are a theft, and I started hitting things, and I was like, oh my god, yeah. Yeah. So, some and it just comes down to some people believe that the government is using their money in their best interests for the people and for things, and then there's others that say the government is using the money for wars and to continue to oppress us.
There's it's undoubtable that one.
Yeah.
There.
It's like some people believe that the government is here to help us, and there's other people who don't believe that.
You got a better chance of believing in Sasquatch. Yeah.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Nessie. Little
Speaking of taxes, that's hilarious. IRS digs into marijuana rescheduling as MSOs 280 bill balloons. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this. In fact, we probably shouldn't, because we're running a little late. But cannabis companies owe the IRS $1.6 billion and counting past due 280E related bills, and marijuana rescheduling is unlikely to change that, the agency said in recent filing. The IRS said, too bad.
Wow.
Withheld by the MSOs from the taxman as part of a bold but risky strategy to increase tax flow. The unpaid taxes due under the IRS 280 are still owed, attorneys from the IRS argued in a recent cannabis-related case. And because it's not yet finalized and wasn't in effect in the past when the taxes are due, President Donald Trump's recent marijuana rescheduling executive order does not change that. You know how you can always tell that people are using AI? They're using M-dashes.
Yeah.
Everybody is magically using M-dashes now, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's not just M-dashes, it's AI.
Yeah. This is also, I'll just real quick.
Sure.
How funny is it that they're going, you still owe us the taxes, but you can't write off anything. It's still illegal. We'll tell you what to do, but give us our fucking money still.
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
So, Yeah, it looks like New Mexico Top Organics, which does business as Ultra Health, first filed a tax court petition in December 2024 seeking 280E deductions for 2018, 19, and 20 years. And that... So, looks like they've done that, and that's why the IRS came out and said that there's no way that is happening, that you still owe money. That's crazy.
Wow.
Let's see.
It says True Leaves stands
Yes.
at 630 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One company. Go, my goodness. There it shows them again.
Verano, was it Verano that just did another? I thought I just saw that Verano just had another, just borrowed more money.
Well, dude, but this is like, I don't know how that plays out, man. You got 630 million, 531 million, 378, 171. These are all how much money that these people are supposed to pay, but like they're not turning profits right now.
There is a local company. This is what I heard. I don't want to say for sure because I'm not 100%. But and everybody will probably know who I'm talking about. But there was a local company that was trying to extend. They were just, and you'll get this too. They were just not paying anybody, not paying any of their vendors, not paying any of their loans, just trying to extend, try and gain more capital, get another loan, extend. Instead, looks like that they got taken over.
Oh, yeah.
And now there are dispensaries that are out in Western Illinois are being operated by another brand. It's just kind of how it goes. A lot of these companies don't actually have the money, and they're, you and I have both said that they're not making money, and that it's only a matter of time. And so now I think we're really starting to see the market collapse, which I think is great.
I genuinely believe that these things are not making money because of the laws in place, because they're not allowed to. And with these tax implications, that's what they're supposed to owe people because they don't have tax write-offs. They're not allowed to use their employment. They're not allowed to use like there's a lot of things that cannabis companies aren't allowed to use against their tax implications the same way that every other company in the world is able to. Literally everybody else can do it except for the cannabis folks. And now supposedly you owe 630 million and 500. That is whatever.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not even to say how much state tax that they're paying as well. We're talking about federal tax here.
And that's 100% because they're paying their state taxes, at least from what we understand.
Right.
Because that's how their state's going to protect you and make sure you stay in business. But
correct. Well, and that's always the people like to talk about like, oh, you have so much money in like stocks, or you don't pay any federal income taxes, or blah blah blah. But yeah, you still pay like state income tax, and federal income tax. You shouldn't be paying a whole lot of money anyway. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is the federal government. This is a federally illegal substance, and so of course they're not gonna like make the rules easy to play by. They're like, hey, if you can make this work, we'll let you do it. But guess what? You still got to give us ours, and we're not going to make it easy on you. But if you can make it profitable, we'll let you do it.
Yeah.
And that's just the way the government is.
Yeah.
Hey, here's our last one. Marijuana may be a gateway to women's orgasm in sexual health treatment, scientific analysis finds.
Get you some love gummies.
Yeah, baby. Marijuana may be a gateway, but not in the stigmatized way it's been portrayed by prohibitionists as a stepping stone to other drugs. Rather, a growing body of scientific literature signals cannabis as a gateway to women's orgasm that could hold significant therapeutic potential in the treatment of female orgasmic disorder/difficulty, a new research paper says. Illinois already approved a female orgasmic disorder as a qualifying condition for medical cannabis. So good on them. Also, go over to change.org or the Chicago Normal page and sign a petition for the new qualifying conditions, which I think is sickle cell. For the analysis published by the, because Normal was the one who pushed to get female orgasmic disorder in Illinois, so
Nice.
we should support Chicago Normal in getting new conditions. So for the analysis published in the journal Current Sexual Health Reports last week, clinical sexologist Suzanne Mulvihill discussed how even though FOD affects an estimated 72% of premenopausal women, there are currently no drugs approved by the Food and Drug Administration to treat the condition. And cannabis represents a novel therapy that could fill that treatment gap. Psychiatrists have traditionally been trained to define legitimate prescribing primarily through formally regulated pharmaceutical pathways, even while routinely prescribing medications off-label. For FOD, cannabis falls outside this conventional framework, the report says. Recognizing its therapeutical value, therefore, asks psychiatry to broaden its understanding of what constitutes medicine and evidence-based care, particularly for conditions that lack effective conventional pharmacological options. Jeez Louise.
A mouthful.
I know. What do you think about this, Dave?
Sorry. You say
Gotta
some
take a
things
breath.
sometimes, and then you're talking about a topic, and then your brain pushes the two together, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. I am a large fan of people recognizing the efficacies and the already pretty recognized and accepted means of use for cannabis amongst cannabis users.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing is what they should do is take every list of qualifying conditions everywhere, put them all together into one, because the stuff from Alabama doesn't just affect the certain thing, and then the stuff from Illinois doesn't just affect the certain thing. Like female orgasmic disorder isn't only benefited by Illinois cannabis or the medical program in Illinois. It's benefited by all cannabis throughout every market, and that's why like bring all of these ideas together. And cannabis use is still not on a medical level ever prescribed. Okay. Cannabis as on the medical level is given to somebody as a recommendation, and it's not even like it's like a recognition maybe more of having the disorder, and then they leave it to the individual to go figure the process out. And that's where like I think that's what I'm trying to do. If anything, like I'm trying to bridge between what a doctor might try and tell you comparatively to what a bad dispensary employee would try to tell you, and give you some level of clarity in use cases, what a lot of people have used this for and what benefits them. And it's not, I'll never say it's Blue Dream or it's White Widow or it's OG Kush that's going to do the thing. That doesn't make a lick of sense.
What if it was that alien what was that strain?
Alien rock candy?
Alien rock candy.
Oh, I love that stuff.
I know. That's like your and Senior's favorite. What if it was alien rock candy? It's gotta be that one.
Well,
then maybe.
So like even in the instance of what was it called? It was something that Bedford was making, I believe, and it was for your gut.
Lavender Jones.
No. Oh my God, it's gonna make me mad until I remember it, but it'll come back to me.
Was it a donuts one?
Cronuts. It was made.
Cronuts.
It was Cronuts.
That's
Thank
right.
you for saying that, dude. That was awesome. It
Yep.
is Cronuts. Cronuts was made specifically, and people say that because of its
I've had it.
breakdown, that it's better for Crohn's patients. Cronut. Okay. So anyway,
That's right.
I was even then, I would tell you that there are maybe better methods of ingestion still. Maybe there's still a possibility of you getting better cannabinoids, and it's not just Cronuts that's going to be the Crohn's only effective thing. And it
Yeah.
was better for like stomach stuff,
Yeah, I've had it.
intestinal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, intestinal stuff. Yeah, for sure.
I think I want to say it was beta caryophyllene, which is a natural anti-inflammatory, and to be using an anti-inflammatory during you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just makes sense that that would be more effective, but it would also be more effective for anybody who has inflammatory conditions.
Well, hey, smoke some weed with your partner. You know, connect with them intimately. I think that's one of the things that cannabis is fantastic for.
Yeah.
You know, and it says that right here as well. On the surface, this type of research may seem quirky, one of the authors of that study said, but the psychological aspects of sexual function, including how we think about our own bodies, our attraction to our partners, and our ability to connect to people intimately. That's the most important part. Connect to your partner intimately. Do something with them. That's all they really want. All are important to psychological well-being in sexually active adults. And also never put eggs in the fridge.
For the audio listeners, you're like, where the fuck did that just come from?
There's a big ad right here that says never put eggs in a fridge.
Yeah, it's gonna.
So,
yeah, audio listeners, you're gonna have to come
you're
over
like,
and watch
"What?"
it on YouTube just to make
Yeah.
sure. That is hilarious.
Hey, yeah, let us know if this has helped you or somebody you know or love. And you know, I think we have even if you feel weird about, you know, drop us an anonymous comment. And I think our people are cool enough. Our listeners are cool enough. You know, nobody's gonna think weird or say anything weird. So, you know, if marijuana has helped you come to orgasm before, and this has helped you with that, drop a comment, let us know, tell us what you think, or don't. I mean, if that sounds weird too, I'm just saying.
No, I mean, I promise you, I've talked
for sure.
to many of people who have used this as a stimulant of that nature and have gotten great benefit from it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, regardless if it's too uncomfortable for you to talk to her, we got like this childhood mentality of like, well, you can't say anything about
You
put
know
it in
what?
the butt. You know, it's
You
like
know
there's a
what?
suppository, bro. Like, it's
Actually,
just a
and
method of
you're-
ingestion.
That's the other thing I wanted to, before we, yeah, thank you for reminding me. There was a spot here that I wanted to. In 2024, a study that found that cannabis-infused vaginal suppositories seem to reduce sexual pain in women after treatment for gynecological cancer. Combining the suppositories with online exercises and mindful compassion offered patients even more substantial benefits.
Yeah.
Earlier research also found that the administration of broad-spectrum high CBD and vaginal suppositories was associated. By the way, vaginal suppositories are the same as anal suppositories most of the time, I would believe. Was associated with significantly reduced frequency and severity of menstrual-related symptoms, as well as the symptoms' negative impacts on daily life. So, hey, if you are a woman and you are suffering, try suppositories. It just might work for you.
Yeah, got a lot of people who were super benefited by it.
Yep. Super benefited.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So that's what we got for this week. Dave, are you ready for Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner?
Very, very.
All right.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
All right, my friends, thank you for tuning in. Today actually is a topic of conversation that I thoroughly enjoy having around the space of cannabis. It is cannabis as a use tool for people with autism. A lot of times, I see this benefit the younger generation, and you all have heard me say probably many a times that anything we can do um, for the people who get looked at the worst about it, everybody's like, no, protect the children from it. But at the same time, I'm like, what are we talking about? Protect the children with it. Like, there are children who are struggling and suffering because of medical conditions that they could greatly be benefited by the use of something. And okay, it's not a direct treatment for anything. Remember, I'm not a doctor. Always consult your medical professionals. But let me tell you this: cannabis, especially CBD rich formulas, can help some autistic people with certain symptoms, but evidence is still early and it is not a cure. See, that's most cannabis situations. But there are a lot of possibilities of what cannabis is capable of helping somebody with autism. Um, Anxiety being one of them, or nervousness, right? It both social anxiety and like anxious shyness, like all of the full and cumbersome of that. It also helps reduce aggression or irritability. There's anger and outbursts and whatever. So if we can kind of reduce that, also self injury, which is something that a lot of people don't understand is going on there. Hyperactivity is another one, and the restlessness. Everybody, like, your ADHD type symptom relief. Sleep problems. That's another great thing that could be benefited by it. Sensory overload, right? Which is, again, kind of what this thing does naturally. It is very good at homeostasis and making everything, back to calm, right? And then, again, kind of more of that social aspect of things, the interaction and the ability to be comfortable in the space of. There was a there are several open label and observational studies where 50 to 80% of families reported that their children's behavior or quality of life was much improved or significantly improved on CBD dominant cannabis oils. Okay, so they also did a recent randomized placebo control in boys with autism and also found behavioral improvements in about 2/3 of those receiving CBD, though it does not happen in every circumstance. Now, that was a CBD direct thing, and I do believe that in some instances we may benefit from even a little bit of THC. Okay. Um, there was some trials in 25 and in 26. Again, everything really is CBD rich when they talk about it. There tends to be a 20-1 or 30-1 ratio that gets thrown out because those are typically your CBD rich products tend to have a trace amount of some of the THC molecules left. And that is because we're benefited by using a whole plant extract, having the excess terpenoids, having everything to regulate the endocannabinoid system, which it's literally in this is and I will read and quote: autistic people appear to have differences in their endocannabinoid systems, including lower levels of the natural cannabinoid anandamide. CBD and THC both act on this system and other brain signaling pathways in ways that could explain symptom challenge or changes. So through this, it's all just modulating and dealing. Like, when I say we should use cannabinoids in the same way we use vitamins, where if we're calling them essential vitamins and we're just regulating one of the systems of the body, so then too are cannabinoids regulating your endocannabinoid system and the responses by them. So um, it both reduces excitatory and inhibitory imbalances in the brain, which may calm hyperactivity, agitation, and possibly some seizure activity. But we all know that seizure activity is massively benefited by this. Again, dealt with through autism. And depending on what system we're doing, we also are regulating some of the serotonin parts of things, again helping with the sleep side of things, and then mood and general things of that nature. But uh which should we use and which shouldn't we use? People are very intimidated to give some levels of THC in younger patients. A lot of times autism, when we're talking about trying to help it and benefit it, it is especially in the younger crowd. And it's not that autism is dealt through entire life, so it would benefit all of the same groups. But once you get past a certain age, everybody goes, okay, maybe it's okay for you to have a little bit of THC and to calm. And we all know THC is naturally calming and relaxing. And when we're talking about excitatory processes of the system, why not use a little THC too? But the one thing, and we always have to remember, there are sometimes, I say risks, okay, with a caution to it, that there could be negatives that come with it, right? Instead of getting, regulation, maybe we get a little drowsiness. Maybe we get a little, or the opposite side of it. If instead of being too drowsy sometimes, maybe it does the opposite. Maybe it gives you a little bit more restlessness or irritability. And this is where tuning in the thing can make a difference. If there's impact in the system and it's not doing it the way that you want, let's say you wanted to turn it up, but it seems to be turning it down, this is where certain aspects of the plant that aren't necessarily maybe just THC or CBD can kind of help tune that stuff in. So, uh, cannabis 100% is a system regulator. It produces uh, chemicals that stimulate the systems that are naturally occurring in our body and help the production of even the naturally occurring parts of the system, including anandamide, which, for autistic patients, that is something that they're dealing with naturally. So, um, yeah, moral of this whole story is, if you ever have questions about what might be more beneficial to you or not, please feel free to always ask directly to me. I'm more than happy to provide you with my understanding of things. And also remember that this too is you taking a big step. A lot of times for parents who are going to try to do this with their kids, there's the intimidation. What if somebody finds out? Well, luckily, depending on where you live, there are a lot of medical programs in place, and medical programs accept child patients. They accept people under the age of 18. And it would give you access to a plethora of usable product that I do genuinely believe could help regulate some of the symptoms that you and your family are feeling and going through. If you ever have questions, feel free, leave them in the comments or ask directly. Come see me on Thursday nights. But yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Dave. Great one today. Super powerful, super important. Yeah, if you ever have questions or if you ever have something that you want Dave to talk about, email us, leave a comment, come tell Dave, come tell me, because I'll remember. Dave won't. Dave's unless you can get Dave to write it down on the notepad. That's
Dude,
honestly what you got to do.
if you saw how many notes there
I
were
know
in
how
front of
many
me
you
right
are.
now, you would be. Let me just real quick, and this is just
Those are not even the ones on the monitor.
not on the monitor, not the ones on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Not the look. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just it's
Yeah.
all over the place, man.
Yep.
I've got, and each one of them has stuff to do on it. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm just saying, tell one of us. Chances are, if you get Dave to write it down, he'll remember. If you tell me, I'll remember. And, we're all about helping you out. So, heck yeah. Good episode today. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah. That dude, John's segment. I'm telling you what. I feel outshined, man. I feel like this man is just he's so good.
Dude, he started off great, and it's only going to get better from here. And we're lucky to have, as we always say, we have the best community and the best listeners and the best friends. And the fact that I always feel like the fact that so many people are willing to show up for me, like you and John, just to do this show, I'm very grateful and lucky as well. So, thank you to the community out there from both Dave and I, and Dave, thank you to you from me as well.
Yeah, the feeling is completely mutual.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, it is honestly too, for everybody still listening, it is very much for you. If you have anything that you ever like to hear us talk about, or if you ever have anything going on yourself, never feel bad. Reach out to us offline. It does not have to be a public event. We're always here for you. But I appreciate you all.
Yep. Hell yeah. We love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.
Donuts!